Welcome to Literacy Home Learning. This is a literacy unit appropriate for children learning from home during this extended school closure. It is designed to provide learning opportunities for primary age children and will help them develop their ability within the national curriculum. This is lesson number 8 in the series. Please listen along, pause the video when necessary, and be sure to listen to the task appropriate for your age and ability. To be prepared for today's lesson, make sure you have something to write with and your home learning book. Follow along with the video and be sure to pause when you have been given a task to complete. You will know when to pause when you see the symbol in the bottom corner of the screen. Today's learning objective is to be able to write a descriptive story opening. As we said in yesterday's lesson, by the end of this unit, we would like you to have planned, written and made your own version of the book, Leon and the Place Between. Your book will be an alternate version of the story with your own drawings. Time for today's first quick task of the lesson. With your home teacher, discuss how you want to start your story. What opening sentence might you want to use? Write a few story openers in your home learning book. There are some examples on the next slide to help. We're going to look at how to start a story. You can start a story by using a fronted adverbial that describes the time or the place the story begins. Here are some examples to help. Some examples of fronted adverbials related to time are once upon a time, one evening, on one fine sunny day, early one sunny day, one late evening. And here are some fronted adverbials that describe the place. In the middle of a field, in the queue of the circus, at the back of the queue, at the front of the queue, at the circus. You must remember though, when using a fronted adverbial, it must always be followed by a comma. Let's just recap what happened at the beginning of the story. Remember, Leon and his family entered the tent. They sit down, the jugglers come on stage, and then the carousel appears. Time for your next quick task. With your home teacher, look back at yesterday's plan and make sure you are happy with the changes you have made to the story. You may make changes to your plan if you wish. Key Stage 1. Time for your main task of the lesson. In your home learning books, write the opening to your story. You must write 2 or 3 sentences about each box in your plan from last lesson. Remember to explain where the characters are going and what they are seeing. Here's a reminder, Key Stage 1, to help you with your story opening. This is what needs to be in your story opening. Who are the characters in your story? Where are they going? What is Act Number 1? Remember, this was the jugglers in Leon and the Place Between. What other performers could you come up with instead? And Act 2. Remember, this was the carousel in Leon and the Place Between. What other objects could come on stage instead? Here is some vocabulary to help you with your story opening. Year 3 and 4, here's your main task of the lesson. In your home learning book, write the opening to your version of the story. You must write 3 or 4 sentences about each box in your plan from last lesson. Remember to make changes to the original story to make your own alternate version. And finally, Year 5 and 6, here's your main task of today's lesson. In your home learning book, write the opening of your version of the story. You must write 4 or 5 sentences about each box in your plan from last lesson. Use the word banks you created in last lesson to support your writing. Remember to make changes to the original story to make your own alternate version. Here's some ambitious vocabulary that you may decide to use to help describe the setting in your story. Here's some more ambitious vocabulary that you may decide to use to help you describe the character's feelings. And finally, here's some more ambitious vocabulary that will help you to describe your character. Remember, using ambitious vocabulary within your writing will make your story sound more interesting to the reader. So how do you think you've done? Time to share your work with your home teacher. But before you do this, make sure you check for spellings and punctuation mistakes. Well done, that's the end of lesson 8. We hope you enjoyed the lesson and be sure to join us in the next lesson to continue writing your story.